What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the tutorial. This will be the fifth part. In the last video we are started to create our loading screen, and we only copy and paste the code since we don't want to make the video longer, but as expected it is started to become longer, so I will still follow with this video, so with this tutorial. So let me just continue what we have done in the previous. So let me just fix. Okay, since we don't have the asset descriptor class, so we need to create first the asset descriptor class. So let me just create, but let me just import the color. Okay, so now we have we have error is talking, so we can just delete it. Now to fix all of this error, we can just create, let me just create a new package with name assets. Let me just create package with name assets, and inside of this package we need to create a class, and we call it asset descriptors with this name tours, and click finish. And this class will instantiate asset descriptors with parameters type. Okay, so this class is used only to describe the type of object that we will be using. So this will hold the constant value, and we will see it later. So we just need to go back to my blog where I already uploaded some files. So let me just go to asset descriptors. So we have already the code asset descriptor. You can see it's number 12, but it's just a numbering while I creating this blog post. Asset descriptors, you can see that we declare a constant with asset descriptor with new asset. So we are initializing, or we just creating a new instance of asset descriptor, and it can accept parameters another class. So you can with font, so this font is the string variable that hold the reference of the name of the file. So we can see it when we paste it into our Eclipse, so we don't need to worry. So we can just don't become confused. I will just go with this a little, but let me just copy and paste this code. So let me just copy and paste, and we need to have some space, or Control E, Shift F, and since it does not have a space, so we need to put a spacing. We have fly, sounds, we have explode, so we have a spacing. It should have a spacing. And now we need to import the asset descriptor class. So if we double click asset descriptor, it can accept parameters type, different type of class, and Java documentation explanation can be found at Java documentation. So you can just head over to that documentation. So it describes an asset to be loaded by its file name, type, and asset parameters. Instances of these are used in asset loading tasks to load the actual asset. So it is used to describe an asset to be loaded by its file name. So you can see that we have all information. Whenever you need more information, you can also find it with the Java documentation. So for the Libgdx documentation rather, so you can just navigate, or you can just look at it in the Libgdx documentation. So asset path, and we have the type will be the bitmap font. Since we did not create this class, so it will show us an error. So let me just create this class. Create class asset path with source folder will be in the asset. So src will be the asset. Package name will be the asset. So we will just name source folder. Okay, so now we click finish. So we have asset path. So now to create asset path, we need to navigate to where our asset. So we can just copy and paste. Asset path are a class that is dedicated for storing some assets. So we separate our assets. Okay, so we need to find it, but we don't have asset path, so we can just get it. Okay, I have already a backup for my asset, and I'll just go with it before I save my project. So we have let me just subject a card game. Okay, let me just go with our let me just, where is that? So you can just get over to my we have assets. So I have already created the assets. So we have asset path. You can just open it. Again, I don't want to rewrite the same code, so that is why I'm just copy pasting. So you can just copy and paste, or this line of codes you can just copy and paste. Okay, you can just close, just put it. Our constructor modifier is set to private because we don't want to instantiate this class. We can just call it immediately. It's built by calling the static final, so we can just call the static. When we are declaring it static, meaning we can just get access directly by the name of our class, and it can access immediately the properties or the fields that it has when using static. We don't need to make an instance of this class, so that is why we set to private constructor. So now we already defined. We also these fields are all string, so these are all string type, and you can see that variable of the string, but its value will be the directory or the yes, it is the directory where the name or the file name was saved. And since we don't have these references for the file that this path is pointing, and in our project, so the directory will be in our assets, and so it is in the Android module, so, and in the assets folder, all of the textures, all of the files or resources, I mean the assets that is used for our game should be put in this folder in the asset directory. So now let me just copy and paste. Okay, so to fix the error, so we have our error, so we can just go to Libgdx to the card game. So I can just search for my project, and we have assets. So since we have assets folders, okay, we go to our assets. So we have assets and we have fonts. So you can see that we have font name. This is the name of the folder, and / means the subfolder. So this means the subfolder name, and or inside of this folder will be this file, the name reference or the file, and we can see it by clicking font. We can see that we have Oswald, the name reference of the file. Okay, so we have Oswald -32.fmt. So we can just copy this folder, copy and paste to the asset. So we have in the Android and paste it in the asset. So we have font Oswald 32. Now let me just pick some other in the asset descriptors. So we have texture atlas. We need to import skin. So we need to import skin, and we need to import sounds. Since not all of this will be immediately used, since we are just creating the loading screen, but I have already copy and paste all of this. So type will be particle. It should not, this is not okay. So I think we have a problem. It needs to have a type. I think we have a problem. So it needs to have the bitmap font type. Need to have the skin type. I think we have a problem. So let me just copy and paste. We set Descriptor to minimize the time being consumed. So we have asset descriptor. We need to edit type bitmap font. It should be like this. So we just need to copy. So we can just copy and paste, but constructor is missing. So just copy and paste, and just have the constructor, private constructor. Then just paste particle effects. It should be particle effects. Okay. Now if we go to our loading screen, since we will creating a loading screen, actually we can just comment this out, but loading progress will not be seen. Just fix it. We don't create menu screen yet, so we can just comment out, and we can just import asset descriptor from our assets, and supposedly that will fix our error. Okay, so now if I will try to run, just run. Okay, it's crashing, and phone as what we can see, codes Java on the screen with what dependency. You can see that it is loading, and we are not drawing the background. So let me just scroll down, and we don't draw our background, so we did not use textures. So we have loading. Okay, so let me just scroll down to see what other error. So, but let me just go here for main, and instead of 480 by 320 we can use our game config and set it to our width, and we can use game config, set it to our height, but we need to cast it by int since we are using a float in our game config. Okay, so we need to cast it. Now if we try to run, okay, so you see that there are still, okay, so now I not found image atlas. Now it is the error are showing that it is attempting to load the atlas file, but we don't have it in our asset. We don't have atlas file, so that is why it failed. And we can see that we are loading it in our loading screen, so we are loading atlas file, and we need to remove all of this in aside font, because we already we already copy and paste the font. We put already the font, we have font already. So let us now run it again, and we can see that we have a loading screen now. So, and in our console we can see that the lag was functioning in our asset manager. That is it. So that is now for today. Within this tutorial, guys, I will continue with the other tutorial for the next video. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you have doubts or comments, just put it in the comment section, and be sure to subscribe if you want to follow this tutorial. So if you want to access the codes that I am using, you can just head over to my blog. I will be updated soon, and or you can just watch this video and write down the codes. So thanks for watching, guys, and see you in my next tutorial.